Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
They are so sick. We must heal them with our holy powers.
Oh god, I'm about to die.
Oh, don't die.
Right.
What is he doing over
that's
there?
Nasty, man.
Oh,
That is nasty.
He is too sick for my comfort.
Alright, welcome back, viewers! This is General Patton.
This is Darthan Zontel, and we are broadcasting from...
well, actually we're broadcasting from my room, but we're on episode 2 gaming! I'm sorry.
Nerd.
Today we are playing Diablo 3 again, and we are going to be talking about the lightsaber.
Right, the lightsaber.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, does light really belong at the beginning of that word at all?
What do you mean? Like, it's not a lightsaber?
Yeah. Like, does it really even remind you of light?
Well, I mean, I can see it. And I can see light.
Oh. You have no idea what's about to happen.
Oh god, no.
I think it's time. It's time for a breakdown!
Alright, and the breakdown is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at specific items and analyzing them to see how they work and
yeah, we're going to break down the specifics.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so the lightsaber. Why do you say that it's not a light saber?
Okay, so normal light, like, how far does light travel after it leaves a point?
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Until it is absorbed or it hits another object.
Exactly. How far does a lightsaber travel?
Just a set distance.
Yeah,
I
I think maybe like 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah.
Depending on the Jedi or Sith wielding it.
Yeah, okay.
So, does the Jedi do this by holding out a mirror with the Force the whole time?
No. At least not that I've seen.
Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, that most likely this mirror does not exist.
Okay, alright. So the mirror doesn't exist. How is the light from the lightsaber, or the light that is the saber, stopping at a set distance?
Because it's not light at all. Let me bring up another point. Let's bring up battle. The lightsaber is a battle object, right? It's a weapon.
It's a weapon,
okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's talk about it being used against other lightsabers. So, lightsabers.
Yeah.
When two lightsabers hit against each other, what happens?
They clash. They get that really cool sound.
That's a really cool sound. Anyway. But
Alright.
light really doesn't act like that.
No.
Not that I know of. I mean...
I can't take two flashlights and... I mean, I can make that sound and...
Yeah, it'd be interesting. But it really wouldn't do anything, and then...
Yeah, I would have to make that sound.
Yeah.
It's not gonna come from it, and it's not like the Jedis are running around doing that against the Sith.
And they're not gonna just stop dead in the middle against each other. There's nothing, unless they purposely did it.
Sure.
So, I think I've argued that enough that it's not a light, so maybe I should bring up a counterpoint of what it might be. I think that's more like a material object, like matter.
Okay, alright. Well, there are only 3 states of matter. Solid, liquid, and a gas. Let's analyze these 3 and see if we can't come up with what the lightsaber being one of these 3. We'll start with a solid.
This all makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
they hit up against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really fits. Fits that problem.
It clashes against each other.
And it goes to distance.
Yeah.
Like a sword.
Yeah, exactly like a sword. Because that's what a sword is, but whatever. Anyway, but most of the time, it more or less like if there was a solid object in the shape of the lightsaber, I mean, it doesn't have any defined edge, so it would be more like a blunt object. Not be able to cut through limbs or decapitate people or anything like that.
Yeah, it'd be like a bat.
Yeah, which might
Would
not
be
a
useful.
Yeah, I think it might not be a bad idea, but you know. So...
Yeah, and it probably wouldn't give off that large glow that lightsabers are known for.
True. Very true. Very true. So, it's not a solid. So, how about a liquid?
I'm not even sure why I need to discuss this one, but...
But, we will, just for argument's sake. It does have a defined shape, which a liquid does not.
Yeah, not typically. Like,
it only takes on the shape of the container that it's in.
Yeah, and it's not likely to cut in the same ways a lightsaber cuts. And if lightsabers clash up against each other, they're just gonna splash.
Yeah. So it's not a liquid.
Well, I got one more state. It's gotta be the last one, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be the last one. Let's analyze it. So it's a gas. A gas is defined by invisible. So that's already one check against it, or one mark against it. It is an undefined shape, which again has a mark against it.
It looks like we have no argument here.
Yeah, we've already
What
had.
else can it be then? Well, there is one problem.
Huh.
There's not only 3 states of matter.
What?
I'm sorry, but your teachers lied to you. I lied to you.
Yeah, so did I, actually. There is a 4th state of matter.
You look up at it every day when you go outside during the day.
Oops, I
You
died.
died. You died in the middle of a conversation.
I can't believe I died. I'm sorry. So, and that is plasma.
Ah, plasma must be our thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's discuss why plasma is what a lightsaber must be.
Yeah.
Or actually, should I better phrase it? A lightsaber is a plasma saber.
Oh, snaps. So, a plasma, it has a defined shape. Like, does it have a very...
It can have a defined shape, like our stars, lightning.
Okay. Light bulbs, the, what kind of light bulbs are they again?
CFO light bulbs, but that's the bulb having a shape.
Okay. But yeah, so plasma can have a defined shape. What's the next part? Clashing against each other. Yes. Actually, if 2 lightning bolts strike each other, they would clash.
Yep, and they'd probably make the same sound that lightsabers make.
Yes. Well, I mean, it is technically a computer-generated sound, but I'm assuming it's based off of,
An electrical sounding sound.
an electrical sound. So, that's 2 so far. I mean, that's more than the other states of matter.
And then there's a last part. So, plasma is a superheated gas, which means it's made of tons of energy. And the way the electrons float are released from their normal rotation causes that large glow that we know lightsabers for.
Okay.
And it's made of tons of energy. It's hot beyond a reason. You know how hot the sun is, probably.
Well, not exactly, no, but I could look it up.
You have a general idea, though.
Ridiculously hot.
Yes. And so, do you think that kind of heat could just cut through a limb like it was nothing?
Well, yeah. We actually have plasma cutters here on Earth. And they're used to cut metal quickly. Like, I mean, cut through metal easily.
Speaking of cutting metal, do you remember Qui-Gon Jinn in the beginning of a Star Wars movie which must not be named?
No. I'm sorry, I had a bad cough there. But yeah, I think I remember something, maybe. But with the blast doors, or with the regular doors, he started cutting through it like it was butter. And then they closed the blast doors. And all he did was just stick it straight in, and it started expanding heat and melting, and the blast doors start falling apart.
So, lightsaber really fits our bill here. I mean,
Yeah.
plasma really fits our bill for the lightsaber here.
Yes, very much so.
I argue that the technology for laser weaponry doesn't even exist in the Star Wars universe.
Wait a second. What about the blasters?
I can't believe I had to explain this to you. You understand this well enough. Okay.
Yes.
So, how many scenes do you remember in Star Wars where somebody dodges behind a corner suddenly after a blaster is shot at them?
Quite a few. Quite a few.
Okay, how fast are those people? Do you think they're faster than the speed of light?
No.
And how fast is the average laser or light that you know?
That's the speed of light.
And how many people do you know within the Star Wars universe that are faster than the speed of light?
None.
So these people, not faster than the speed of light, are able to dodge light as if they're faster than it. I argue that these blasters are plasma pistols.
That makes sense.
Because otherwise, what would happen if somebody shot a beam of laser at you?
It would just burn a hole directly through me and keep going until you stop the laser.
Yeah, and you probably couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
But what happens when blasters are shot?
There's a definite beam to be seen.
And what happens when they hit a solid object or a person?
They leave a charred area.
So I argue, acts a lot like plasma again. I don't need to explain plasma to you again.
That's true, that's true.
Well, that's really all we have time for today. Maybe next time we'll cover the origins of Jar Jar Binks' accent.
Oh, God. Alright, everybody. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please write them down below, and we will get to them as soon as we can. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Peace out.